What's up, Age of Empires fans? It's FitzBro, and the Malian civilization for Age of Empires 4 is finally live for you, free to play. They've included it with the Anniversary Edition update for the game. Season 3, you can get your hands on this if you have Age of Empires 4 in the past, in the future, whenever. You should be able to play them right now, if not when this is posted within the next few hours with this update. So excited to bring you all the information you could possibly need to know about the civilization. You might have got to take a look at them during the public update preview, but there have been some changes since, so we'll go through all of the units, all of the little things that you might need to know about the civilization, it being your complete guide to the Malians. If you want to stay up to date with my Age of Empires guides, casted games, news, Age of Empires hot tub streams pending, coming up, make sure you hit that sub button, leave me a comment, let me know the type of content you are looking for, and let's kick things off with a little bit of cheat codes. Ayo, if you type in a jiffy when the cheats have been enabled, you can instantly spawn some units, which is a great way to kind of get your hands on some civs and see what's going on. Now, by the way, they start with 150 wood. You have some decisions to make since their houses cost 25 wood. They support half of the population. And there's also this pit mine you can build. You can build this on a gold vein, so I can come out here and do this. And when you build that, it's going to extract gold basically for free. It's going to sit there. It's kind of like an uvu, but for gold. And you can increase this rate by 25% for each house you build around it. So that's why I say, well, you might be able to chop wood. You might go for the early on. Maybe you're going to skip it, go for barracks. There's some decisions to be made. But either way, that's just the amount of wood you start with. And we're going to cheat a little bit. Let's get all of our resources. If we do smorgasbord, boom, we got everything. We got instant training, and now we should be able to be cooking here. So I'm going to slap down some houses, and just like a good Malian player, I'm going to put them all around the gold vein. There you go. Sometimes you want to leave room for one mining pit. You can do that as well if you want a mining camp, so I'll throw one in there, but you don't have to. Okay, so that's one of the unique things about the civilization. They can extract gold from this gold vein. I'm going to stop them because they're instantly going to deplete that since I have a cheat on. But you got these houses. They're half as much, have less HP. They hold less population, so you're going to need more of them. So something to know about this civilization. I'll send my warrior scout out there. I'll stay there. Looking at the Dark Age here, you can build your toll outpost. It's a regular outpost. Well, almost. It costs the same. But this is going to go ahead and give an additional 10% to each trader that walks by. It taxes them, per se. So when you're traders, you have your traders in the next age. You want to go buy these. You can tax up to a total of 5 times. So you want to spread them out. There's a little bit of cooldown, but say, like, you know, if my outpost is over here or my market there, you might build one there, one there, one there. You can do a total of 5. There's also a landmark you can do as well, but that's a little unique thing about them because they have some nice trading. You can train the scout because it costs 90 food, and their scout's kind of unique because in the next stage you can upgrade them to warrior scouts. Now, scouts did get a little bit of a nerf in this patch. They only have 1 damage, but these guys, you upgrade them in the stable, and they are super duper scouts. So if you have a few early on, you can then in the next stage quickly upgrade those and start to do a little bit of raiding with them. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the next age here. Looking at our options, you've got the Saharan Trade Network or the Mansa Quarry. Now, if you want to go for a trade boom strategy, this is going to be the one for you. It looks like a toll outpost, smells like a toll outpost, might be a toll outpost. In addition to that, it comes with the defensive arrow slits tech already research, so you can build it in a pinch to defend as a tower. And all of the traders and trade ships tax will generate food equal to the tax gold at this landmark. All the other toll posts will generate 50% of tax gold as food. So essentially, give some additional food, give some more taxes. This is going to buff your trading and your tolled outposts across the board. So it's a nice little one for that. But the more popular option is typically the Mansa Quarry. Generates 75 gold per minute and can be toggled to generate stone. So let's go ahead. We're going to build that bad boy right there. And it's going to sit there and generate gold for me. I could move it on over to stone. Kind of depends on what you are going for. And that is going to be kind of up to the way you want to play the game. Now, by the way, a unique tech here, and it's very rare you see many of these in the town center. You can get the Banco repairs. It will builds are repaired. It could be Banco repairs. I don't know. Buildings are repaired 100% faster. So when you're repairing those keeps or whatever, that's going to help them out. You'll want to pick up this tech. Okay, so now that I'm in next age, I could build another pit mine. They can build one of these per age. So as they advance through the ages, you want to instantly try to slap down those pit mines. Something to think about. But while they're doing that, let's go ahead and get our arsenal of units underway. I've got a stable, I've got an archer range, and I've got a barracks. Okay, and there's some other fun economic buildings I'm going to show you in just a second, but let's get through these first. New voice lines there. Okay, so if you look at these buildings and you've played other Civs, you're going to say, hold on a second, this is way different. And that you are correct. Their military roster is unlike anything else in all of Age of Empires 4. They're very unique, and you're going to pay close attention and probably do quite a bit of testing on these. Okay, so first thing they've got the Donzo. Build a few of those. These units are basically your spearmen, but they can also throw a javelin. You can see there, a javelin throw. For units that are nearby. So unfortunately there's no enemies nearby me, but they're basically a spearman that has a cooldown and can throw a javelin, which is pretty cool. Now you notice no man-at-arms unit in here, but you do have the Musafati warrior. Now the Musafati warrior is unique because it can stealth. It's the first time we've had stealth in the game. Look at that, they're stealth. They're glowing means they're in stealth mode. It's kind of hard to see, to be honest. I haven't really used stealth a ton, but I think they're tweaking it. It's going to get better, hopefully. But with that, they don't have any armor. So look at this. No additional armor. So while they have some nice attack, you don't want to just have these alone against some archers or something, because they're going to get absolutely shredded. So they can enter stealth, anti-armor specialist. So they're going to counter the men-at-arms knights. Well, so you want to use your Donzo typically for those because they will die very quickly, right? You want to kind of have them tanking on the front line and then have a few of those Musafati doing there. Or you can try to like very quickly DPS. But you got to be careful because they don't have a lot of armor. So up against buildings, keeps, town centers, they're going to be kind of hard to use. But a very unique arsenal at that. Goes without saying as far as the barracks is concerned. Look at that, look at a few of those. Okay, moving on to archer range. Some other unique things. An archer, we're used to seeing these, but they also have the javelin thrower. Now, the javelin thrower, let's build some more houses because I guess we ran out of population for those. There we go, I'll take care of that. Okay, so the javelin thrower is basically kind of like the skirmisher of Age of Empires 2. It is your anti-range specialist, range specialist. So this thing's going to cost 80 food and 40 gold, and it will, you can basically do a very good job at killing enemy archers. They're going to struggle against these. So a lot of times you have like Donzo will be good because they'll counter any cavalry units. You've got these are going to be good if you're counting the archers. And then, you know, if the enemy's got a bunch of spearmen, these will do okay versus them, especially if you get them in numbers, but you might throw some archers in there as well and it'll do pretty good. I think we don't make a ton of the Musafati, but don't tell the Musafati that. Hopefully they'll be better. We'll figure out how to use them. But that's your core roster there. Later on, you get to the Musafati Gunner, which is basically their unique gunpowder unit. Similar to every other civilization has like the hand cannoneers. This is going to be the unique ones. They can have a stealth move as well. High damage, high cost. So we'll see that here in just a second. And at the stable, you've got another weird two options. I told you you're going to have the scout, right? And then you can upgrade them to the warrior scouts. Very cheap, but look at the stats on these. 7 attacks. So imagine you've got 2 scouts already over here, like you usually do at the beginning of the game, and you upgrade them. You know, that's a quick way to get a little raid in. So perhaps you can with those warrior scouts. And, you know, they've got the speed of a horseman. They've got the line of sight as well. So it's kind of a nice little unique thing about them. So basically a Chad scout. And then you've got the sofa, which is kind of a cross between the knight and the horseman. You see, they do not have any knights in their arsenal. They have high movement speed, so they are faster than a knight. They're going to be similarly strength as a knight, not quite as much, and they're a little bit cheaper than if you're going to get those. So let's take a look at those units. You can see their base stats here. Here's the sofas, and you can see they've got some base armors. They got some good attack. It's a good unit to have. It's not as, I don't think it has the same speed as a horseman. No, it's a little bit slower than a horseman, but it's faster than a knight, and a fun little different cav unit to have. So that's kind of your core roster for the Malians, with the most unique ability being that those Donzo can throw their spear, and then you got the Musafati that can go into stealth mode. Now let's look at some of these other economic things. I love to talk about the Muvu. Now, what's the Muvu, you might ask? Well, let's go ahead and build a mill here. There's that mill. And the Malians, the first civilization, you can train livestock. Particularly, you're going to be training those cattle. So let's go ahead. I'm going to train up some cattle. These things cost 100 gold. So for 100 gold, you get a cow. And sure, you could eat them. They got 500 food right out of the gate. But you can build up some Muvu, some cattle ranches. So I'm going to build some cattle ranches here. And you typically want to build them in a little grid. And I'll show you why in a second. This isn't going to be an optimized one, but it'll be... stop it. Nah, it'll be fine. Okay, there we go. We got our grid of Muvus. And each one of these can hold 3. So I can put 3 of these cattle. I can garrison them in there. And the cattle ranch, it will generate 28 food per each cattle inside there. Now, you can train up to a total of 20 of these cattle. So I will go ahead and spam my limit here. There we go. Get some cattle. See if it'll let me cheat. No, don't let me. Okay, so there we go. We've got the limit. You can see everyone go around. And if you're good at math, multiples of 3, they can hold 3. You can only have up to 20 of them. Okay, so you're going to have one of these ranches is going to have a little bit of extra space in it. And that's just fine. And there we go. We're generating our food. So you can add like a mixture of like, when am I adding in my, my pit mines? When am I going to be transitioning into training these cattle? There's some decisions to be made there. Okay. Now, we talked about the toll outpost. Of course, you can, walk past this with your traders. I guess I could show you it real quick. We'll go around and we'll put a marker and walk past it. But while that's going on, let's look at our age up options. You've got the Grand Fulani Corral, which nearby cattle produce 20 food per minute. Oh, you see why I built it in a little circle. You can do that for some additional food production, or you can go with the Firimba Garrison. Now, this is an excellent military landmark. Quickly produces barracks and archery range units 5 at a time. Unit cost is converted to gold and reduced by 20%. So this is a crazy good military landmark because you can make batches of 5 and they're a little bit cheaper. And you could just focus on throwing everything on gold, right? And typically you have gold with the Malians if you're doing your pit mines and all that. So I'm going to go up with this just to really show you that landmark because it's super duper cool. And meanwhile, let's take a look at that market. Let's say we were going, we'll go on some weird route to our market. There we go. So watch these traders. So when they go past this toll outpost, you will see, did it do it yet? Wait a second. Oh, maybe it's after they get to the trade. Is that what it is? That must be what it is. It's after they've grabbed the trade. Sometimes it's confusing. You many times I've done this, it's still a little bit confusing. We'll look at them in a second. They're gonna grab that. There we go. Oh wait, unfortunately there's no cheat code to make your donkey super fast. Okay, he's got the resource. It makes sense because they're taxed on the resources they're carrying. They don't care about taxing them until they've made a little bit of money. You guys know how governments work. Okay, there we go. And is he gonna do it? Not doing it? I don't know. It appears to not be showing me it exactly. Oh, you know what? I canceled the gold out. LOL. You just trust me on it. It's gonna work. It'll do it. I actually canceled the gold. Okay, look at the Firimba Garrison. So we've got all of our typical units, but look at this. For 360 gold, I get 5 Donzo. Pretty neat. You make that in a batch. You can also get all your upgrades here as well. So now we're instant training right now, but this is a great way to just spam out an army, right? I mean, look at this. I mean, we did instant train these, but like one batch of each, and you got a nice little army on your hands. So just some things to consider. Let's see if they actually go through it now. There you go. We got our tax. Now I didn't mess it up. Okay, and that's the core roster. Let's go on and go up to the next stage after we get, of course, a keep. You gotta have a keep. They have the most badass keep in the entire game. Look at that thing. Woo! Wow, that's a cool looking keep. Their walls are awesome too. I'll show you them. Got a wall on the cows. You gotta make sure the cows are safe. There we go. We got the cows. Let's get our army down here. Yeah, look at these. Look at those. Oh, wow. I love how their walls look. Wow, it's so beautiful. It is beautiful. Wow, okay. We can look at these walls all day, but we're not going to. We're not going to. Let's go to the next age. So we grab our villagers, and we are going to look at our next age of options. You got the Griat Bara, or the Fort of the Huntress. With the Griat Bara, it's a kind of a unique abilities you can use. Begin a festival for 300 gold. You can spend 300 gold. It provides global enhancements for food gather rates, military speeds, or the damage of torches and siege. So it's different. You have these 3 different options: food, protection speeds, or siege. And you basically buy this festival, and you can there's a cooldown, and you can have these different festivals and different buffs for your army, right? Another one, the Fort of the Huntress. I use this a lot as like a, kind of a keep, dropping in the enemy's base or in the front. Wherever, acts as a keep. Infantry units nearby landmark enter stealth for 10 seconds. So everything nearby is going to get stealth for 10 seconds. You got to move in and out, kind of, if you're just sitting there. And the Musafati warriors and gunners then gain the first strike ability. This is an enhancement for those Musafati gunners and warriors, dealing more damage when they come out of stealth. So you got some options to make here, but both I think are decent. I'm going to go with the Fort of the Huntress. Let's build that down here, because it's just really cool. It's also another, it's a cool looking keep. Look at this thing. Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. Here comes. Look at that bad boy. Oh, ho, ho, ho. And we're going to get all the upgrades now. Nothing unique there at the keep. We're going to get all of our unique upgrades there for all of our units. Now, one thing we didn't mention at the archery range, you can get poisoned arrows for your archers, and it's going to be an additional 3 damage over 6 seconds. So it's damage over time. The first time we really had this in the game. Pretty cool thing. And then you can also some unique units upgrades at the stable. You've got the imported armor, which increases the sofa's armor by +2. You're going to want to get that for your sofa if you're making them. And the Farima leadership, which is a nice one. Sofa increased the movement speed of nearby infantry by 15%. That is awesome. So let's get it all. Let's get it all. There we go. We got all our upgrades. They get their poison arrows. And then there's also this. It's going to be Safari units heal while in stealth for +2 every 1 second. So a little stealth healing. Why not? Why not? We'll get that. We'll get our construction upgrade. And lastly, let's build a university. We haven't done that. Well, I guess we got to do a mosque as well. Our Muvu's there doing good work. Doing good work at the Muvu. Let's get some eco upgrades. University, nothing special. It's just the same stuff as you usually have. You can see there. You don't see fire arrows. It's because you've got the poison arrows at their archer range. And then the monastery, it's going to be your mosque, your typical upgrades. Nothing unique there. So with that, I think we've gone through all of the text. How could we forget siege? You can't forget about the siege. We'll make some siege units. They've got a pretty standard arsenal. They do have the bombard and the culverin as far as options they can have there. So let's go ahead. We'll throw some culverin and some bombards there on the back line for army. Okay, let's line those bad boys up and see what we're looking at. Let's get them right down here, and we'll build some walls for them too, because we got, this is city builder. This is city builder. Where's my villagers? Somewhere over here. Oh, I got them right here. Okay, let's go ahead, build some walls for them. Yeah, there we go. Okay, guys, and with that, that is everything you really need to know about the Malians. A very unique roster of military units. If you didn't catch that already, you're going to have to figure out how all that works, and kind of a unique trading system you can do as far as having tolls here on your traders, and those pit mines that you can build as you go through the ages, and the Muvu. So a lot of economic options for you to have, and I kind of like it. It's like there's different ways you can play this civilization. You don't have to go exactly one route. Sure, our meta will evolve, but anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this essential guide to the Malians. We've got a little Musafati disco going on there. Hey yo, they're excited. This civ is officially out for you. I hope you enjoy it. Leave me a comment below if you like this content, if there's got other content you're hoping to see, or you just want to see my next casted game or guide or breaking scandal. Who knows what we have going on here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys out there on the ladder playing the Ottomans and the Malians. See you in the next one.